All right, Factory 125. This is the next to the last race. We've got one more after this one. Who's going to get it? Bird's out to a good start. Bryce is out to a great start. Oh, Flash gets into him. Who took it? Zebram? Who is that? Let's find him and follow him for a minute. Oh, and Zebram goes down. It looks like the Flash? Yeah, the Flash takes the lead, and we'll go ahead and pop this up so you guys can see that. The Flash taking the lead, followed up by Zoom, Chase, Phenomenal Dog, Lenny, Saxman, Coy, Dizzle, Sketch. They're still swapping out spots right now. The Flash getting out and speeding off quick. Wow. Let's take a look back. We got Zoom, who's right behind him, followed by Chase with Twisted Development. He looks like he's trying to battle it out and take second before we even get across this first lap. He's closing in on him, right up to the back wheel. Oh, Zoom looks like he got a little bit better drive scrubbing that, but Chase is right there, still gets shoved off of the berm. Side by side, Chase making a case. Zoom cases. I was gonna let Chase come by for second. Zoom taking third. That's Phenomenal in fourth on the RM. Saxman followed up by Coy. Dizzle and Sketch getting into it. Got a big battle back here. That's not Sketch. Who is that? I think the Honda made the pass on him. He did. Oh, it's Bryce. They're side by side. There's a big group coming up. Stupid Bryce. Coy goes down, has some issues, and that's going to give them the pass on that. And Sketch is right there, too, ready to make a battle out. Let's take a look back up here at second. Chase, we see, goes off the track. Looks like he's forced out. Zoom about to make the pass on him, and it looked like that was the Flash that was right there next to him. It was. Zoom catching back up to Chase. Hang on, it looks like we might have a battle back here now. Stupid, followed up by Bryce, Art Dizzle, Coy, Sketch, Killa. Killa getting into it with Solidify. And Bird, it looks like. Let's follow this for a minute. Oh, I knew that triple was going to be huge. Killa getting past a couple that couldn't make it over that. It'll be fun to see where he ends up. Meanwhile, Zoom, it looks like Chase is having issues, goes back to fourth. Zoom made the pass on him, and so did Phenomenal. As Zoom, Ronnie Max it up over that table. Gotta love to see Ronnie Max influence in MX Bikes, the video game. God, everybody loves to do that. I can't make too much fun. I do the exact same thing. Meanwhile, the Flash out front still just... He's going. He doesn't have any problems right now. But we hear Zoom isn't too far behind, and the Flash goes down. Is Zoom going to have it? Zoom is going to take the lead from the Flash. As he wheeling through the roller section. Wow, everything is so much more scaled up than it looked. The Flash catching back up. We saw him on the inside there. Is he going to make a run back at it? Let's take a look at him. He's in that roost right now. He's getting a little crooked through that corner. We can hear Chase just behind. Chase actually made the pass on Phenomenal Dog to take third place back. He's putting the hammer on. He might get there. Let's take a look through our field, though. We've got Zoom out front, followed up by the Flash. Chase, Phenomenal Dog, Simply, Koi, who just passed Bryce, it looks like. Followed by Stupid, Bird, Sketch, and Solidify. Killa, who's having some issues right now, looks like he's trying to get back on track because it sent him way to the moon. Sober made the pass as well. Who was that just went off? That might have been Solidify we saw go off. Captain Concussion, maybe 112. Beaver, Wellman, Stevie, Zebram. Stevie getting into a battle with Killa right now. Oh, and neither of them can make it. Zebram, who's actually up in front of everybody right there, but I think he might have some cuts, and that might be what's affecting him. Killa, Grandpa, D. Saxman. Saxman we saw wasn't doing too bad earlier, and he's kind of pushed back towards the back. R. Dizzle, Cheeto, and Cynical. Let's take a look. It looks like the Flash made the pass back up front, and the Flash goes down. That's going to let Zoom get back up there. Zoom making the pass by the Flash. And these guys are going to battle it out here. The Flash isn't giving up this time easy. But if you look, Chase is right there. He's ready for somebody to mess up and take second place, as he skies it over and lands flat on that table. And it looks like he has issues. Zoom made the pass. The Flash right there. I think the Flash might have gone down. He did! Oh, and a bunch of people are going to pass by him, and we get the point back from Simply. Simply pointing back, saying, you messed up, man. I'm taking that spot from you now. And he's climbing through right now. Simply, we just took a look back, was fading from the top 10, barely there, and he has already climbed up. I'm waiting for it to update. It says he's in 4th right now, but he's past Phenomenal Dog. I think he's in 2nd. Simply is climbing. He's 4 seconds back from Zoom. So he's gotta hope Zoom makes a mistake for him to pass, but Zoom has been making those mistakes. So it's not exactly unheard of for Simply to get a good run and be able to hope for that. There's still 12 minutes left in this race, plus 2 laps. Look at him and see how he's riding. He's got the Flash right there. The Flash coming back. Oh, let's see if Simply keeps teasing him now. The Flash saw that finger point back and said, look, I'm not going to give it up that easy. I'm going to fight you for it. And he's making his way back up. But Simply looks like he's pulling away. I'm waiting for the gates to update again so we can get a good time on it. 3.4, so he's cut down half a second on there. And Simply taunting again. And it looks like Chase and the Flash are about to get into it here. Chase sends it up the inside, takes the spot momentarily, but the Flash carries the momentum around the outside line. Chase is glued to the Flash's bumper right now. We've still got a whole battle going on in this top 4. Really, the top 5. Phenomenal doesn't... Phenomenal looks like he might be too far back now. Yes, Phenomenal had issues and went down. Meanwhile, Simply cut the gap down to 3 seconds flat, so another half second shaved off. These guys get a little bit crooked through the rollers, but they're holding on to it. Chase and the Flash still battling it out. The Flash staying just ahead. Chase getting a good drive here. Oh. It looked like he scrubbed it enough, and Simply is right there too. Simply made a mistake. And it's allowed the Flash and Chase to catch up. So we've got a 3-way battle for second going on right now. But Simply is kind of pulling away now. Oh, the Flash is right there in the roost, just waiting. Chase, meanwhile, getting side by side with the Flash. Chase pulling ahead from the Flash, going down the downhill, has the inside advantage. Oh no, he doesn't. He has the outside. Can he carry it around? He slips up and goes off the berm, and that's going to mess him up enough for the Flash to carry on ahead. Meanwhile, Simply's cut the gap down to 2 seconds flat. That's Zoom right there, so I guess Zoom made a mistake. Simply is closing in fast. Gap's down to 1.4. So 1.5 seconds, but the Flash is still right there too. The Flash wants it just as bad. Meanwhile, it looks like Chase is falling back pretty far now and is kind of out of contention to take third place from the Flash. Oh, and the Flash is closing in on Simply. And just like that, the battle for second has started. The Flash is right up behind Simply. Simply the points leader right now. Zoom the one with the fastest time, and the Flash who was out up front for a while there before running some mistakes. And Chase is cutting down on his time too. He's getting close. It's just sizing up to be a fun last couple of laps as these guys can all keep on hold of it like they're doing right now. Simply's bridged that gap underneath of a second, but the Flash is going to come up on the inside, side by side. Simply and the Flash go up over, and it looks like the Flash is going to take it from Zoom, who's having mistakes. Simply's going to take the lead. We've got 8 minutes plus 2 and plenty of racing left. Wow. Simply is firing. Got that gap down to a second. It looked like Zoom must have made a mistake. Speedy, we've got one more race, man. You got to get in on this. The Flash is getting right up behind Simply again. Oh, he's right to the bumper. We've got a battle for first going on between two of the faster guys out here. Simply getting a little bit messed up. It looks like the Flash goes down after the rollers, and that's going to let Zoom get by. Reclaim second place. Try and mend what's broken from him going down and losing that first place. It looks like he got there, and then he just kind of started coasting, and it let everybody catch up. Once everybody caught up, the pressure just kept building. Let's take this opportunity to go back and look through the field right now. We've got Simply up front, followed by Zoom, then the Flash. Chase, then Bryce. Phenomenal dog. Coy, Sober working his way up. We saw Sober back in the back of the pack, top 15, top 20, somewhere between 10 and 20. And he's worked his way up to 8th place, followed up by Stupid, Frazier, Bird. Stupid, we gotta change your name, man. I feel so bad calling you out every single time we're racing, man. Followed up by Frazier, Bird, Wellman, who's battling it out with Sketch right now. Battle of the teammates. Wellman makes it past Sketch, it looks like. Followed by Sketch, followed by Cheeto, who's working his way up, also battling it out with Sketch right now. Followed up by Cynical, Grandpa, maybe 112, who's battling it out with Lenny right now. Looks like Lenny's just going to edge ahead. Oh, but maybe carries the speed through and maybe goes down. Meanwhile, it looks like Zoom's gapped out to 3 seconds now. Let's take a look at everybody else, though. We've got Captain Concussion, Zebram, MX194, Lenny, maybe 112, Slip Films, maybe 112 going down again. R Dizzle, Beaver from AM, who's battling it out right now with a couple of guys. Zoom, it looks like. So it looks like they're finally getting caught up to the back of the pack, and that's what's going on. But we've got the Zoom and the Flash who are battling it out for second right now. Meanwhile, there's a 2-second gap from Zoom to first. And we see Simply right there, so that's not as far as it looks. I think that gap's cut down. Simply might be battling with traffic now. The Flash is glued to Zoom right now. Oh, and the Flash goes down. Zoom's going to take it. Is Chase going to take it away from the Flash? I think he is. Chase is right there. Can he catch him? Chase is right there. He's not too far off. Meanwhile, Zoom cutting it down to 1.6 seconds. Zoom has to put his head down here. There's only 5 minutes left in the race. Zoom is a second and a half, and his pace is just not all the way there. Let's take a look at the lap times while we've got a chance. From Zoom, we had... Come on. Last lap was a 141. The best lap was a 139. Simply, his last lap was a 140, and his best lap a 138. So that's what we're watching right now. Is seeing who can carry that fast lap pace. And right now, Simply is just pushing a better lap, both best lap and fastest lap, by about half a second to a second. And that's what's carrying him ahead. We see the gap grow out to 1.8. Simply flying through these rollers. Zoom right there. And who is that? D. Saxman. D. Saxman, I believe, a lapper. Zoom just got past. Oh, and just like that, Zoom has closed the gap in under a second. I think I hear Simply right there. Yeah, that's Simply. So Zoom is glued to the back of Simply. We've got a battle for first again. Zoom trying, and you can see Simply's making his time up by scrubbing and whipping things. Zoom kind of elects the Ronnie Mac style for it. It just sends it up over the top. But he's still there. There it is. That's going to make up some time and give him some drive. And you can see, just like that, they're side by side right there. Zoom has the outside edge. Simply kind of bumps into him. He says, hey, this is me. Oh, and Zoom gets a better drive through. One more 180, Simply electing that inside line. Zoom's going to edge him on the inside, give him a little bit of a bump, a little shove. Bump and bar. Simply's going to hold on to it for the moment. But Zoom is right there, taking the inside line. Zoom's going to cut him off and take the lead. Oh, and Simply, I can imagine, is not stoked about that. Zoom forcing his way back in up front. Not dirty riding, but bumping is racing. If you're not bumping elbows, you're not doing it right. Zoom makes it past Simply. And he's putting on the burners now. 2 minutes left. And Zoom is sending it on everything. And now Zoom has that lapped rider in between him and Simply. And if he can just turn the burners on now and hope Simply can't get past that lapped rider, he might be able to get a good lead here going in and be able to coast to the finish. Yeah, Simply is battling his way out, trying to get past Captain Concussion right now. And there it is. Captain Concussion laying over and giving it to him. Oh, I thought he was, but he did not. Meanwhile, Captain Concussion gets into it with another lapped rider. That's going to give Simply the chance to get past, and he's right behind Zoom. Oh, man. Simply getting into these corners now. If Simply can hold on, see, that's where both two of them are kind of mixing each other up. So Simply's getting the better lines up over the jumps, getting down lower with the scrubs. But Zoom is flying through the corners, but Simply's right there, takes the inside rut. Not enough, unfortunately, to get past Zoom. 1 minute remaining, plus 2 laps. In Moto number 1, as we see Solidify go down, left rider in front, go down in front of the leaders. We've got some racing. Let's get rid of this really quick. Oh, Zoom goes down. Gets into a lapped rider, and that's going to give Simply the lead back. Oh, man. Simply trying to get past Wellman right now. It looks like he does. He takes that outside rut. Oh, no, he doesn't yet. He's working on it. Oh, and look at that, just flying by him in the air from whipping and from scrubbing that. See, that's what the advantage of scrubbing is. If you guys are newer to the game and you're wondering, why am I not decreasing my lap times? Why are they staying exactly where they are? I'm so fast, I'm getting over everything, but I just can't get faster. That right there is why. These guys are scrubbing over these which lets them get lower to the ground, stay lower, and put more of that momentum instead of going up into going forward. So it propels them through the jump. It gives you a little bit less time, so that helps you get a little bit quicker on there. And then the corners, they take these corners so quick. And Simply, I think, is going to walk away with this. Second place is 5 seconds out, which is the Flash, who we saw leading this race earlier. Unfortunately, Zoom getting into it, couldn't hold on to the bike and goes down. And this race, 100% getting uploaded to YouTube later. This is a good race. Oh my god. And the Flash, actually now it's right there in front of me, but I can see Flash got the whole shot. And he's closed it down. He shaved a second off. Simply might just be taking it easy. You know, he looks. Oh, it's down to 3 seconds. Let's watch the Flash really quick, as he's hauling right now, trying to catch back up to Simply. He's not ready for this battle to be over with yet. Look at that. No brakes, all gas. What are you doing in the air, man? That wasn't a whip. I don't know what that was. He did a little dance move in the air with the bike. But he's grabbing it and sending it right now, and Simply isn't that far ahead of him. He might have closed that gap down to 2.5 or 2 seconds. As we see the roost coming off of Simply's bike. Let's wait for the gate to update. 2.5 seconds. He's shaving it down. The Flash is turning the burners on, man. Like that, it might be down to 2 seconds, I think. As Simply's kind of going into coast mode, the Flash is not ready to give it up yet. Let's take a look at that lap time from the Flash. 138 is fastest. 138 is his last as well. His last lap was a little bit slower, 138.34, with a 138.05 being his fastest. But he's closed it down to 2 seconds flat. Had a little issue landing there. That might play into it just a little bit. But Simply, man, Simply is just going. Let's take a look at that last lap from Simply. Last lap was a 140, so he's definitely slowed down a good bit. Just checking up and taking it easy now that he has the lead. He doesn't want to wreck. But the Flash is right behind him. And the Flash didn't even get 3 foot off of that jump. He scrubbed it so hard. 1.5 seconds is the gap. Last lap. Flash closing it down as hard as he can. Can he get there? Not a lot of time. About half a lap remaining in this. Might even be shorter than that. I don't even know where the finish line is. A horrible host. As the Flash is side by side with Simply right now. Simply scrubs it there, holds on to it, and holds on to the lead. Oh my god, that was side by side in the air. So they're coming around the last couple of corners. And I think Simply's going to hold on to it. The Flash sends it in on him and crashes him on that corner to try and take the lead. He didn't even try to check up or go around. He just smacked right in the back end of him. Oh, and the Flash unfortunately cannot make it happen. Followed up by Zoom. Chase and Wellman battling it out. Wellman, I believe, is the lap rider. Oh, man. Followed up by Bryce, who's battling it out with Sober. Can Sober get there in time? Oh, man, I think Sober might have a chance. No! Bryce holding on to it, battling to Saxman. Sober sends it. Oh, and he can't quite get there in time, I don't think. No, he will not. Followed up by Coy, and who's behind Coy? Is that Phenomenal? Yes, we do have a battle for 7th going on right now. Coming to the line, last couple of corners. Phenomenal Dog is following up behind Coy. I don't think he's going to be able to make it there in time. Coy coming up to the line. Phenomenal Dog Frazier coming around that last corner. Followed up by Stupid, who wasn't too far back, and it sounds like Bird is pretty close too. No, he is not. Stupid coming on the line, followed up by Bird, who's followed by Cynical, who's way on back there, and Zebram and Cheeto. I'm gonna follow Cynical to the line right now. It says all three riders have a 141. I think that might be due to cuts, as Zebram crosses the line with a 140, Cheeto with a 146, and Cynical coming in to round them off with a 149. Wow. That was crazy. That was a crazy last couple of laps. Oh my god. We're going to follow. We'll keep this up right now, but what a race. That was insane. That was insane. Let's go, let's get something started up here. But we're definitely going to have to go back and take a look at that in a few minutes.